possible theatre, and quite rightly so, because these are two top snooker players giving us top-class Friday night entertainment. Back to Willie and Dennis.
Thank you. Frame 21.
Thank you very much, Jason. Ronnie then gets this first frame after the mid-session interval underway, and there's the match time just coming up to 5.5 hours of some fascinating snooker. Well, I thought he was coming tomorrow. He's arrived today. The Grinder's in town. He's with Jason Francis there, who we play some legend shows for. He doesn't look jet-lagged, I must say. Mind you, his friends flew him in first class to be here. That's not bad, Willie, is it?
It made me laugh, Cliff, when I saw him at the interval. He said, "Oh, I got a little bit bored. There was a couple of safety shots played in that session." I think the equation's pretty simple as far as Judd Trump fans are concerned. He has to win 3 of these 4 frames to stay within 2. Be tough to come back from 4 behind in the final session. From 2 behind, plenty of matches won from there.
Slight mistake from Ronnie. Now can he get past the blue to the potting angle? Oh, that is tight. He could have dropped this in and got onto the black, but can he just get past the blue? Well, he could. Well, what a shot there. I thought he's going to roll through and maybe leave the black because it was so tight. And what did he do? Got the perfect angle on the blue. And I agree with Stephen Hendry there. Stephen said when we went to the mid-session interval,
6.
Judd's got to play no miss snooker. He's got to keep Ronnie in his seat. That's the only way he's going to beat the defending champion.
7. Could you put the sweets and crisps away now, please?
Careless one. He may have to take the pink now. He's the wrong side of the blue. If the pink goes onto the black spot, it's going to put it out of the game at the moment.
13.
Because there's reds blocking the pink for both. So not an easy chance just yet, but with these two players,
14.
One shot can change the whole frame around.
Bit risky to go into them because he could tie both pink and black up. That's the reason he's playing for a loose red. He's got to be careful. He doesn't really want to pot the black at his next shot because, of course, the black will go
19.
right next to the pink, nearest its own spot and not touching. But I don't think he's got a lot of choice. Decided to play it for the blue. Don't blame him for
20.
that at all.
He may have to go into the reds this time from the blue. Just making sure there's no plants if he crashes into the reds, that he doesn't plant one into the... That's what he's looking at the moment, and there might be a plant into that. You see, if he goes straight into them, he could plant that red into the pocket. That's what he's looking at. So he may not elect to risk that.
Yeah, look at that pack, Dennis. Those top 2 look like the pot anyway. Can he play the blue thin enough to play with a bit of check side, come up and down for those 2? There's the, well, certainly the one on the left will pot. And that plant looks almost like it's on. I suppose he could get onto that red from the yellow.
Well, he doesn't have to screw directly. He could screw to the right of that and he would still open a few up. He doesn't have to go crashing into the red. Yeah, he's hit it at pace, and that's clever. Very clever.
There's a very controlled split, Dennis,
25.
wouldn't it? Beautiful.
You could see that red coming towards the corner. Had he have hit it any harder?
Yeah, I thought he was a bit too thin on the blue to play at that pace, but excellent shot. We always say in commentary, you get what you deserve, and unfortunately for him, he's played a poor shot there, though. He keeps getting the wrong side of the blue.
Yeah, he was hampered there. That's why he couldn't get the backspin. And he's cannoned the yellow. He's blocked the path to the red over the right corner. He can cut the
31.
one into the left corner. But it was the shot before when he tried to get the right side of the blue. He was hampered. And we'll show you that shot. To try and screw back when you're bridging over a couple of reds. Not easy. Key shot coming up.
Well, he's going to need another Judd Trump special, isn't he?
32.
We know he's going to take one of them on, whether it be the green or the blue.
Green ball.
Taking the green. One too many.
32.
Yep, 8-4 or 12-8 in front. These are pretty comfortable. When you're 4 frames behind, they're much more difficult.
Yeah, when Judd played the blue in the middle and he jumped up on the shot, I can only presume he thought he had another kick. And in this match, I don't think Ronnie O'Sullivan's had, well, a third as many kicks as Judd.
One.
Judd's had no end of kicks in this match. Look at that. Ronnie's not had one kick that's made any difference to position. Judd's had 12 that makes difference to position.
Well, that is a very interesting stat, that. He looks a little bit fed up at the moment. I know some of the great pool
7.
players say it's the way you deliver the cue. Certainly at pool that causes kicks. I don't know if that applies. It might be the way you deliver the cue, but sometimes it's a bit of chalk.
Twelve. Thirteen.
See, Ronnie had a kick there, but it made no difference to position. The 12 kicks we were talking about with Judd Trump have made a difference to position. You can only see 3/4 of the pocket there, but still managed to pot it. 16 points behind. Pink and black still out of commission.
16.
But you know they'll be in commission very soon.
$17.
Yes, the first sign we've seen of Judd looking a little bit down in the dumps, so to speak. He knows that this match could be slipping away from him.
22.
It's the first to 17. That will finish tomorrow afternoon.
23.
He's played very few careless shots. Well, in this year's World Championship, it has to be said. He just looks so focused, as we said earlier.
28.
If he makes a slight mistake, it doesn't worry him. And look at that shot, played with the
29.
left hand, you know, to get the correct side of the blue as well. Could do with a cannon here. If he could come off the cushion and just flick one of the reds out of the way here. That's not the red he wanted. He may be able to take this to the middle pocket.
34.
He was only a fraction out from being perfect there.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 34.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, they seem to be on this table just turning slightly the way the old tables used to do it, with a nap of the cloth. You used to play them to the far jaw and they'd curl in.
Well, I know it's a dangerous pot, but I really feel Judd has to take this cut on the red in between the pink and black. You can screw it in and virtually come over the yellow spot with the cue ball. It's bound to be on the yellow or blue should it go in. Well, he's playing with topspin. I think it's better to screw this one in. He won't have any idea where the white's going if he plays with topspin. If he plays with screw, he can control the white. But he doesn't like it.
And you can tell he wants to attack here, but he could play a delicate little snooker. And that's much better than risking a very thin cut. But has he got the snooker?
You could also see the disappointment in his face as he left the table, knowing they'd put a red on the cushion. He would have wanted to leave that red in the middle of the table. Especially because he's left-handed, of course, and that red down the side cushion is going to be tough for a left-hander. Just left a little bit too much sticking out.
He was a bit concerned about pushing this red on for the right middle pocket. That's why he didn't get in behind the black. Well, listen, it looks as if Judd's still going to take it on. Boy, is that a pot! That might have looked easy, but let me tell you, on these pockets, that was superb cueing. That's a little bit in no man's land.
4.
Just didn't hit it quite hard enough.